In my last video, I did the letter C, and I used a really deep burgundy color, and I'm going to show you guys how I dyed that. And to do so, you're going to need some rope. I have about 180 inches of rope here that I'm going to soak in water. And while I soak the rope, I'm going to mix in my dye. And the colors that we use for this particular one is going to be red dye, dark brown, and cherry red. So you're going to need both of these colors, dark brown and cherry red. I bought these at Joann's. I actually used coupons for both of them and got them super cheap. They never have them on sale, so I can always use coupons. You're going to need a teaspoon and a tablespoon measurement, and you'll also need some dish soap and salt. So the first step is going to be to add 4 cups of water to your pot. Now make sure you're using a pot that you don't cook with. It's not good to use the dye in pots that you use for cooking. So I got some cheap pots to do my dyeing in. I don't do like huge amounts at one time, so these smaller pots work just fine. Now I turned the eye up pretty high to begin with, or I put it on medium, and just let it start simmering. You do not want to let it boil. So get it warm, add a teaspoon of dish soap and stir that in. And then you're going to add a tablespoon of salt. And I have learned that the salt is very important. If you add more salt, the colors do tend to get a little darker quicker. So just let that get warm and start to simmer. You can turn it down as needed. I usually put on about 2 or 3 once it gets a little warm. I know everybody's stove is different. You just don't want it bubbling and boiling. You just want it to be a nice little simmer going on with it, and stir everything in. Let the salt melt, and then our next step is going to be to add the dye. Whenever you add the dye, you want to be sure to shake the dye really well. Some of the dyes actually are thicker than others. Not sure why, but sometimes the different colors are a little bit thicker. You need to shake them more. So we're going to start with the cherry red. I'm going to shake it up really well, and then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of cherry red and stir that in. This particular recipe is a little bit easier. Some of them you need like a 1/16 of a tablespoon or a teaspoon, not tablespoon, teaspoon, and that's really hard to find. So if you want to get into dyeing more, you'll need to order some smaller spoons I found on Amazon. And now we're going to shake up the dark brown, and we're actually going to add the same amount of dark brown. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of dark brown. And now that we have our dye in, just letting that mixing that in and letting it get a little bit warm. Again, make sure it's not boiling. And once you do that, all you have to do is add in the rope and let the rope sit in the dye for 30 minutes. Now, if you want your color a little bit lighter, you can definitely shorten the time. I like the really deep color that came out, but you can definitely shorten the time and get a little bit lighter color, and you know, it's up to you. But I am putting my rope in, making sure it's in there completely, and I'm going to leave it for 30 minutes. Alright, so it has been 30 minutes. I just take the rope out with the spoon and put it in water and just start rinsing it. You just want to rinse the rope out. What I do is just shake it through the water, and then you could also put it under like some running water, like a faucet, and once it stops changing the color of the water to where it's really bright, you know that you've washed it enough. And then all you have to do after that is just lay it out to dry. I actually put mine outside. I have a little table outside, so we're going to put mine outside and we're going to let it sit for a while and let it dry, and I'll show you the final product whenever it's done. Here is our final color. It's a very deep really pretty burgundy color. I think I like it so much because it reminds me of red wine. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I do plan to do more colors each week, so definitely hit the notification bell and subscribe to my channel so you could be up on all my latest videos. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.